Man, look at them all. Booster boxes. Remember those? I may never have these products in my store ever again from distribution. I haven't had a booster box delivered to me from distribution since December. For reference, this is the middle of March the following year. That is a really chilling thought. And it makes you wonder, have booster boxes become the premium product for sets? Have they always been? And I'm just dumb? Let's talk about it. But first, we need to thank today's sponsor, us, Cardinal Gaming. If you go to the website, cardinalgaming.com, you can go and click on this link set here at the top. If you're looking for card singles, scroll a little further down, sealed product, not just for Pokemon, but for Flesh and Blood, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! All those things will be right here, including live breaks if you want to participate in those. Scroll a little bit further down. We have the big major events that we're doing, big 1Ks, including one coming up for Pokemon on April the 15th. As soon as Scarlet and Violet is legal, we're running a big 1K event for that, so you don't want to miss that if you're local. And then a little bit further down, Cardinal merch. You got your hoodies, you got your playmats, and if you really love the Race Against Rotation series, you can buy your own little bulk lots right here, right off our website. CardinalGaming.com. Check it out. Everybody, I appreciate you clicking on the video, supporting the channel, supporting the store, like you guys always do. Let's get into this. Let's talk about some booster boxes. And we're looking at TCGPlayer. These prices continue to climb ever higher as these items just become nowhere near what they have ever been in the history of Pokemon, unless you go beyond the past couple years and you go further back past that point where these things are regularly available. I call up distribution. I can get these things a case, 1, 2, 3 cases here and there if I wanted them, a couple boxes every week if I wanted to. Didn't matter. They always had them in stock. We have gotten to the point where we are months without a booster box being available for stores like mine that rely on these products to run events, support players, support the community, and keep prices to where there's some advantageous avenue to going into a local game store as opposed to a big box store where you're going to pay whatever the MSRP is, and in some cases currently now more than what MSRP is. So these relics, you think of back of like when we were doing 3 for 10, 3 packs for $10 for booster packs. That's not ever going to be a thing again. And as we see less and less of these items printed, because if the past couple sets have been any sort of precedent, Pokemon is going forward and making more of the diversified products like build and battle kits and bundles that have the little boxes with 6 packs in them. ETBs when you go to reprint something. And it really, logistically, it does not make sense. Whereas traditionally, if we did get a restock of something, booster boxes were always right there as something, because it's quick, it's easy, it's the fastest way if prices are getting a little out of control. If you want to saturate the market and really control and put a lid on something that is boiling over and prices going insane, you throw booster boxes at it. It's the most efficient way, it's the cheapest, minimal packaging, and you just throw them at the market, and it should suppress prices enough to make it more reasonable so that players, collectors, all those people have a large quantity of booster packs to go after. And that should be how you regulate the market. We have not seen that in the better part of a year. Since really the big dump of Fusion Strike, of battle styles, of celebrations, all that stuff that was hitting at the same time, we just haven't seen booster boxes come back into distribution except after the initial wave. Looking at this list here, we're looking at Lost Origins, Silver Tempest, Brilliant Stars, had a little bit of a reprint, or a little bit more injection of product in the market. Astral Radiance didn't see that same bump. Evolving Skies, yes, have had booster boxes sent out several times, but guaranteed or actual factual reprints of those items, right? And you even look back of, if you had told me, a year and a half ago that Fusion Strike would have needed to reprint, I would have laughed. But here we are. The demand for these items are still super strong. And that is just an indication of where the market is currently. These booster boxes have now become the de facto item for sets. When you talk about people wanting to open a box on streams, if you do live breaks, if you do any sort of pack streaming, think of all the whatnot streamers in the world that are busting boxes on a daily basis to get packs and sell packs to people on those platforms. Booster boxes are being sold through and torn through at a much higher rate than I think Pokemon is even really anticipating. Because we continue to see things like bundles, build and battles, those types of items plentiful at distribution to the point where I am able to get them from certain people. But booster boxes, they release on the initial wave. You maybe get a little bit of leftovers from maybe some closed accounts or something like that. Maybe a week or two after the set releases. And then that's it. We're done. There's no more after that. So, and as people continue to collect sealed product, ETBs, booster boxes, sit on them, when they see situations like these, they see good opportunity. If you get them cheap at release and hold on to them for a little while, they're going to balloon up in price as that stuff disappears from the market. And Pokemon isn't doing people any favors by not making these products anymore after the initial wave. It's just going to boost these prices up more and more, making these items actually, truly the premium product for the sets. I'm going to look at a couple prices real quick, run through them, see what they're doing right now, and then we'll look at Scarlet and Violet and see what it's doing. And I'm going to speculate with you a little bit. So stay with me. Stay watching the video all the way to the end. We're going to talk about Scarlet and Violet and what I see what's happening in the market right now. Let's start off with Silver Tempest. The last set that released, we had an allocated portion of Silver Tempest released onto the market in the first wave. Again, had to maybe a couple of cases sent to me after that initial release, and then never saw any more of this product in this form. ETBs for sure, bundles are plentiful, but booster boxes, haven't seen them since release, and it kind of shows that people wanting the new product, not a extreme demand product, because Silver Tempest is one of the relatively weaker sets as far as like collectibles. The trainer gallery is pretty good in it. It is pretty solid. The Lugia is in there, and that's a great card too. But as far as high demand stuff and kind of spreading that demand over the range of the cards that are in the set, relatively lackluster for all purposes of being collectible and maybe the set being remembered in the long term, years from now. Let's go over to Lost Origin. My personal favorite set, probably going back. Personally, I think it's better than Evolving Skies for me, but obviously we'll get to that guy. Let's not go get ahead of ourselves. Very, very awesome box. Great theming. Awesome mechanic in the Lost Zone in that. And just look at the tear that is going on here. Even recently. Sure, it's bubbling up everywhere, but this product, again, absolutely dried up. There's no Lost Origin booster boxes. I can get one booster box per week from a distribution company, and they want $130 for me to pay for it. And it's just not worth it to me. I'm going to keep buying the bundles instead of buying the booster boxes. As you can see, boxes going for $150 for this set above the MSRP, and it's only less than 6 months old. Moving on. Astral Radiance. A relatively lackluster set as well. Not very popular, not very well desired. But again, even a box like this, seeing some movement upward over the past couple months as product and supply has dwindled and is no longer available from distribution, as boxes are flying off the shelves and single packs moving in LGSs, and we're just not getting the restock of the product. So the things that are staying sealed are going up in price. Brilliant Stars has been a turbulent box because we have seen a reprint, a relatively heavy reprint of ETBs. In fact, in a bundle deal that I had to get some more Crown Zenith product, distribution put a little bundle together that I pay $2,000 worth of stuff just to get a little bit a case or two of Crown Zenith. And Brilliant Stars ETBs were actually one of those products that were in there. So we've seen in the past month, really that price kind of ease a little bit more because packs are being readily available in other products. I feel like if people are opening Brilliant Stars, it's already been at a higher rate above MSRP, as you can see. As we see just booster packs available, and people that do want to crack those packs, they have other options as opposed to having to pay up on the booster box. But this guy, it's got the Arceus, it's got the Charizard in it. These boxes will do over time very well and go down as one of the better sets to hold on to maybe for the future. And the prices mellowed off a little bit here now, but if we don't see a reprint of this, I think it's just gonna return back to where it was, and then of course continue back on moving up forward. Now the big boy of this this whole block, this whole generation, Evolving Skies. We just keep saying no, it can't keep going higher, and it just does. That's not even a sentence. It just keeps moving up into the sky. I saved it, right? Very impressive for a modern product. Again, a year and a half, I guess, old of Evolving Skies. It's really been incredible to see, and obviously it has the best sampling of all tarts with the Rayquaza, with the evolutions, Umbreon, Moonbreon in there. That by itself is enough to propel this as a booster box up higher, because any single pack can have a Moonbreon in it. This has 36 chances of a Moonbreon in it, and we're moving above the $10 a pack mark for a booster box. We're at $3.80 for this on TCGPlayer right now, and it continues to move up to where some of these boxes are selling even for close to the $400 range at this point. It is incredible that a sealed product, even after the product dumps and the suppression that should have happened, just like with Brilliant Stars, with those ETBs that got released at Sam's Club and Costco, we should have seen this booster box kind of mellow down. And we did see little ripples in the price for this product, but you can't keep this thing down for long. There's going to be people that want to rip this box. This box will be opened and ripped long after you and I are in the ground dead, because it's just that good of a set. It's evergreen. It's going to be ever desired because of the awesome arts in it. And just, it is now a set that defines the newest generation of collectors and people that maybe got in this hobby during the hype, during the boom, the past 2-3 years. Evolving Skies is the pinnacle, the best set that they enjoy, and has the greatest amount of risk reward, and just, even if it's a very hard set and a very unforgiving set, they have memories associated with it. They had the struggle of buying packs of it and not getting an alt-art in it, or maybe they did pull an alt-art very super easy and thought it was an amazing thing. All those things factor into how this does historically across the hobby, and becomes a pillar of the products that people remember going back and thinking back and remembering, having nostalgia for. Evolving Skies is going to be there for sure. Moving on, another turbulent box. Just a box that I personally had sold for, at one point, $70 shipped on TCGPlayer, to try to just get any sort of money back I could out of this product. To see it above, inching very, very close to MSRP, I never thought it was going to happen. Not in any sort of reasonable amount of time. And it just goes to prove the strong demand for this product, and the strong demand for all Pokemon products. And that, again, if people are going to buy something and see something as a collector's piece or a way of getting the most bang for the buck, booster boxes are where it's at. And that this is going to be the thing that moves and responds when people have demand to pick up products. Fusion Strike, I slept on early set. I had some weird issues with distribution where they had an exorbitant amount of pulls coming out of those first waves of boxes. And I think now that we've moved past that and people really see, yeah, this is another Chilling Reign-esque set that has really awesome cards in it, but just is unforgiving, much like Evolving Skies is. It's got the Gengar, it's got Mew, it's got a lot of things going for it in the alternate art and the trainer gallery, or the rare slots that are of desirable and popular Pokemon. And I think this box is finally in the past 3 months really coming into its own, where it's probably really belonged to this entire time. And it's just had some issues going forward and came out at an awkward time when there's just a glut of product on the market. And big box and LGSs ruined this product. LGSs destroyed Fusion Strike on their own, trying to get money back out of this product and pushing ever lower to where you're losing money to recoup capital because of the situation that was happening at the time of the release of this product. We destroyed the value of this box. And now it's finally recovering as we have moved through that stuff and kind of moved past it. And now it's getting desirable, and it's just not available because we all blew it out for super cheap. Let's move on to Chilling Reign. Talking about Chilling Reign, another awesome set. Right after Battle Styles, we saw Chilling Reign up the stakes with alternate arts. Amazing, awesome cards with the Bird Trio and the alternate Ferns, the Shadow Rider and Ice Rider cards of alternate arts that are very cool and awesome looking. Really kind of Pokemon's first step into really embracing alt arts on a larger scale for the first time. And again, a fun box to speculate and rip, and showing now above MSRP for Chilling Reign. Again, another box that came out at an awkward time in the market and in the big boom period that we had, where we were getting just slammed with product. Again, was very suppressed for a very long time, and it was to LGSs and the people that were taking this product on. It was our own doing that pushed those prices down. And again, the strength of the product and the strength of alt arts, and as we've continued having alt arts and sets, the desirability of all this stuff from the past, of the early couple sets that had alt arts in them, is really starting to move the market. And we're finally seeing this box, again, shine through like it should have been. And then the OG of the new wave of alternate arts. You got the Sleepy Tea, you have the Empoleon, a box that was a meme at some point. I still have a couple more ETBs, but I was sitting on hundreds and hundreds of Battle Styles ETBs for a very, very long time. And the booster box is finally made it up over $100. It is inching up ever closer to $120. And we could see in the time that this is still in standard, this box push up above MSRP if we don't see a reprint for any of this stuff. It speaks incredible volume about how just ravenous the market is for sealed product, for booster boxes in particular, and how much of a premium these items now have on them. That even Battle Styles is strongly desired. That kind of goes through the last little era of things. Again, starting with the alt arts with Battle Styles. Let's look at Scarlet and Violet now for these last couple minutes. And again, I'll wrap it up here relatively quick, guys. Let's look at this graph a little bit and see what it's been doing. I did a calculation after I did my allocations video talking about the cuts that we had. That we're only getting 60% of what we asked for, and across the board it seems to be similar that way. If you have a main distributor and you wanted a large amount of this product, you're definitely restricted a little bit, just so everybody got kind of a fair share of it, especially people that have organized play for Pokemon and run pre-releases and things. Pokemon really likes to reward those businesses and those stores with some sort of product, even though they may not be the biggest buyers of things. So we're really starting to see allocations work in those types of stores' favor. And as you can see, we actually reversed the trend. Reversed the slide. If you don't look at this initial little hump, ignore that. That's not even a realistic thing. Let's start right here. You see this all the time as we go into sets, and we've seen it in the past couple sets. The constant slide down as prices go lower and lower, and as stores try to pre-order these things on TCGPlayer just to have some guaranteed money before the product even comes out, just so they can kind of have a buffer of money when the payment comes due. And again, these are new MSRP products, so they're more expensive for us, to kind of bolster our numbers a little bit so we have a little bit more cash on hand to try to take care of the transaction. And a lot of these companies have put up hundreds of these boxes on TCGPlayer, and the market has actually absorbed them very, very well. To see this little bump right here where this price goes up is very rare to see, when we should be seeing an ever constant slide as things get released, as stores get pre-orders. I counted the other night. It was going into from Wednesday to Thursday, so I took the entire sales from all of that Wednesday. There was 350 booster boxes that sold, pre-sold, of Scarlet and Violet. That is a fantastic number, a large number, and it's showing the strength of the set and how popular and how in demand the set is going to be. And you take into account how little this product and how much we got cut, we're going to really start to see this number. We're pushing 130 right now. We could see that this number creep up even higher as we get closer. Again, we're 2 weeks out still from Scarlet and Violet releasing. We got a long way to go and a smaller amount of product than what we thought we were going to get. So it's going to be interesting to watch this and how well it continues to sell and pre-sale on TCGPlayer and other platforms. We're pushing 130. We could be going 140. I would not be surprised if Scarlet and Violet, that release weekend, bumps up and goes ahead to that 165 MSRP. It's wild to think about, and it's wild to see. But remember that in Silver Tempest and Lost Origins case, we saw those boxes push very, very close to MSRP as well. And this is following the exact same trend where demand is outpacing the slide of prices down as those sellers sell through their allocations. And we get deeper and deeper into the sellers that have their prices higher than what the last one was before it. It's fascinating. I love watching it. It's one of the things that I find most entertaining about pre-releases and pre-selling. I watch it very, very closely. In this set, it's doing some scary things. And I'm just telling you right now, if you haven't pre-ordered and if you want this product on release, you better be getting into it now, because on the actual release weekend, it may be difficult to find, especially at these prices. But that's booster boxes right now, guys. An interesting prospect to see, and has a transition to a release wave product and then not be reprinted anymore. It's very, very odd to see. It's not the way that I thought Pokemon would go about with reprints, but here we are, and it's from a business standpoint, I don't understand it. You would think that if you could maximize how many packs and how many things you can get onto the market, that you'd go with booster boxes, but maybe cutting those things into those smaller those bundles, those build-em battles, the 3-pack blisters, ETBs, maybe they're just making more money that way. And even though the logistics, the shipping, the packaging, all those things and those costs for those would be more than if you just produce booster boxes. It's really interesting to see. Pokemon is doing some wild things. Again, that we haven't seen booster boxes in any form in the past first quarter of the year. Makes me wonder what is really going on. And there's got to be something bigger happening. But let's save that for a future video where we have some more information. I'm going to let you guys go. Again, appreciate you guys watching. Support the channel. Support the store like you guys always do. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.